Well, I liked the writing of the jokes, but I always had a hard time. I was never like one of those people that was like, I love being on stage. I just, get me up there. If I gave a joke to someone else and they did it, I got the same feeling of like accomplishment that if I'd done it myself and got a laugh. So I didn't need to be on stage the way other people really needed to be on stage, you know. But I really, really like creating jokes. I love it. I still love writing jokes. It's my favorite thing in the whole world to do is write jokes. And then when you do write jokes that work, there is something kind of magical about that process. It's so immediate. I've never really been that intent on being in front of the camera, never. And so I've always come at it from a writer's perspective, even stand-up. Before I was a stand-up, I was a freelance writer for, I did weird ads and I wrote like menu item kind of writing, and I got hired to do weird, like I remember writing like this thing for safety equipment for kayaking, stuff. I mean, it's just like weird things. So, and it was really boring, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a writer and I wanted to write a novel and I wanted to, but then when I saw stand-up and got into that world, I knew that I could write that kind of stuff. I always try new material, always. I can't do a set without doing new material in it, and I shouldn't, because it's not good. A lot of it's not good. But I don't know how to determine if it's good or not without trying it.
Keep going for Bonnie McFarlane. Bonnie McFarlane.
Thanks, everybody. That's enough. Thank you. I get it. You love me. I live a cruelty-free lifestyle. Any other vegans here? Okay, let's talk about this for a second. I like how there was one that had no energy to clap. You need to get some more lentils in your diet. It's hard to do. Check it out, but it's good. It's no animal or animal byproduct of any kind. It is hard. I do cheat a little. I eat veal. It's so tender. How do they get it like that? Oh no. It's good.
I started doing stand-up in Canada, then I moved to New York. I got a huge development deal. It took off, I got that development deal just a couple of years after starting doing stand-up. And then I was doing a lot of acting and stuff, and I think I did 16 pilots or something. I did a lot. And 2 of them saw the light of day for like 2 episodes. But anyway, I ended up becoming a writer myself when I lived in Los Angeles on a lot of different television shows, and a writer and a producer, and then I started making my own films. And I almost never went on the road. I did keep doing stand-up, and I in fact did, a lot of late night shows, Letterman and The Tonight Show and stuff, but I was really interested in creating things, whether it was my stand-up act or actual short films or television, even TV shows that I hated, I liked working on. I liked that. I liked being in the writer's room and hanging out with smart, funny people, and that was always fun.
Well, I'm not going to stand up here and talk about all this shit that happened to me. I hate when grown women talk about how horrible their childhood. I mean, stop whining. Because you know why? There's women that have had like real horrible, terrible things happen in their childhood, and yet they go on, they're out there, they're like lawyers and astronauts and cowgirls, and I don't know all the different stripper costumes. There's a lot of them. You can be anything you want to be at the beginning of your song.
And then when I met Rich, and I started going on the road with him, and I was working on my HBO special, I really had to get it together because I'd never really gone on the road before. I mean, I bombed so bad. I'd never really been on the road before, and it was Rich's audience. It was a tough audience. They wanted to talk to you a lot. I remember like saying at one point, like getting heckled kind of, and I was like, I don't do that. I just do jokes. Because at that time all I did was I just did one joke after another, sort of late night style. I only ever really did 10-minute sets, and Rich was like, you have to learn how to talk to the audience. You have to.
Are you single? Yeah. No, you married? Oh, you have a boyfriend? How long have you guys been dating? 7.5 years. Okay, so really a couple more years to make sure. I'm on the 25-year plan. That's fantastic. Good. You know you're putting in fucking years that you're not going to get good. Now the good presents are. You do until, yeah. Well, don't do anal. Because once that happens, it's got everything.
I write every day, either stand-up or a script, or, you know, I have a book deal, so I write that. But like, you know, it's weird, it all kind of gives you, it all sort of feels the same on some level. So where you think like, oh, I'm a stand-up, I can only do stand-up, those skills can be translated into other things that give you the same feeling. Like when I'm writing the book, it's there's a lot of jokes in it. I mean, I'm good at writing jokes because I've been doing, you know, I've been writing stand-up for almost 20 years. So it's like, it's the same. You're scratching the same itch. So it doesn't have to be stand-up all the time. I mean, all those years that you've spent, if you're like at a level where you think, God, I got to get to the next level, but maybe the next level is in something else. It's still, you're still utilizing all those years you had as a stand-up.
It's better to be multi-skilled.
I think it is better to be multi-skilled and and at least experiment with other forms of comedy, you know. I mean, if you like comedy, you like comedy.
I was hearing Metallica. I was seeing the black of the car at night with like the LEDs on and the instrument panel or whatever. And yet I could also see the daytime where I was, which was in the passenger seat of this really tiny, shitty pickup truck in a church college parking lot. And it was I could hear both things and see both things at the same time. It was like a deja vu that you could see. But deja vu meaning something in the future. But it felt like a deja vu because I was feeling myself back in that time, but also farther into the future. So that was as close as I got. But it was pretty incredible.